Welcome to One India News Hour. You may never think about the security of your online communications until it is too late. This is a tough lesson that many are learning right now, as reports uncover that the SolarWinds attack is not only affecting several government agencies but also hundreds of private companies. India is witnessing transformation at an unprecedented speed and scale. The transformations are across all spheres of activity, impacting the socio-economic and political fabric of this country. There is clearly a move towards improving livability, making it easier to do business and improving the economy. From a governance perspective, the role of the people is evolving from being a mere voter, taxpayer, and a general bystander on majority of the issues to an active participant and influencer on majority of policy issues. There has been a renewed focus on global issues such as environment and sustainability, thereby bringing about strong measures to comply with global best practices. There have been visible, audacious plans proposed and implemented by the government which have helped address the pressing issues plaguing the country's development. The nature of the economy has also evolved from being a highly monsoon-dependent to being virtually drought-proof that have helped provide the policy headspace to the government to drive growth and development. Many initiatives launched by the government have led to a phenomenon of competitive federalization, thereby promoting countrywide development. The enablement through widespread technology adoption, that is, growing usage of drones, wireless technology, etc., and innovative processes has led to improved efficiency and greater success. The growth in opportunities and urbanization in India has led to a large population being attracted to move to India. India is now being perceived as a land of opportunities and the destination of the future. It is also leading to friction being created among the old and the young, the traditional versus the forward-looking, the haves and the have-nots. Let's look into today's headlines in One India. GST collections in December crosses over rupees 1.15 lakh crores. December 2020 saw a record high of over rupees 1.15 lakh crores in the GST collection revenue. In fact, the revenues for the month of December 2020 are 12% higher than the GST revenues in the same month in 2019. In November 2020, the GST collection had crossed rupees 1 lakh crore mark. The highest jump in the GST collection was witnessed in Dadra and Nagar Haveli with a growth of 68% year-on-year. The collections during the month of December 2019 was rupees 154 crores and in 2020 it stood at rupees 259 crores. Tripura saw the second highest jump at 25% year-on-year basis. The central GST stands at rupees 21,365 crores and the state GST is at rupees 27,804 crores. The integrated GST stood at rupees 57,426 crores, that is including rupees 27,050 crore collected on import of goods and cess at rupees 8,579 crores, including rupees 971 crores collected on import of goods. Digital payments war costs companies $900 million in loss. The fight for dominance in digital payments has caused a collective loss of nearly $900 million, that is rupees 6,500 crores for Paytm, PhonePe and Amazon's payments unit in India for the year ended March 2020. Two of these firms reduced cashbacks, but marketing and promotional spends and other costs remained high. The total loss for the three units translates to around rupees 18 crores per day. Compared to the financial year ended March 2019, the cumulative loss has gone down by 9 to 10%, but it is still more than double the loss in fiscal year 2018, that is of rupees 2,729 crores. Its losses remained high as it continued aggressive spends on marketing and promotions and to scale its feet-on-street operations to widen the merchant network in rural India. It has Bollywood actors Aamir Khan and Alia Bhatt as brand ambassadors promoting the company through television commercials. WHO gives green signal to Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was the first to get the World Health Organization's approval for the emergency validation, paving the way for countries worldwide to quickly approve its import and distribution. Britain, along with the United States, Canada and EU countries, launched its inoculation drive with the US-Germany vaccine on December 8th. WHO said the Pfizer or BioNTech vaccine was the first to receive its emergency validation since the novel coronavirus first broke out in China a year ago. WHO said its emergency use listing opens the way for regulators in different countries to approve the import and distribution of the vaccine. It said it also enables UNICEF, which plays a key logistical role in distributing anti-COVID vaccines, and the Pan-American Health Organization to procure the vaccine for countries that need it. DCGI hints India likely to start the new year with a COVID vaccine. Drug Controller General of India, that is DCGI, V.G. Somani, was at a seminar on the science behind the vaccine development that enabled it to reach from the lab to the people in less than 12 months. During the seminar, Somani hinted that India is likely to get a vaccine against coronavirus disease in the new year. The subject expert committee under the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, that is CDSCO, will meet on January 1st to consider the emergency use authorization application of three companies, that is Pfizer, Serum Institute of India, that is to manufacture the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin. This will be the second meeting of the SEC with the companies to examine the data that has been produced so far. Hackers were able to see some of its source code, claims Microsoft. As Microsoft continues to investigate the massive SolarWinds attack, the company says it has discovered that its systems were infiltrated beyond just the presence of malicious SolarWinds code. Microsoft, in an update from its Security Response Center, says that hackers were able to view source codes in a number of source code repositories, but that the hacker's account granting such accesses didn't have permission to modify any code or systems. While Microsoft points to a very sophisticated nation-state actor as the culprit, the US government and cybersecurity officials have implicated Russia as the architects of the overall SolarWinds attack. The attack exposed an extensive list of sensitive organizations, and today's disclosure from Microsoft shows we will still be unraveling the attack's implications for weeks and months to come. Fortunately, Microsoft says that while hackers went deeper than previously known, it found no evidence of access to production services or customer data, and no indications that our systems were used to attack others. Additionally, the company says that it regularly assumes adversaries are able to view its source codes and does not rely on the secrecy of source codes to keep its products secure. Jio subscribers can now make free calls to any network in India. Reliance Jio Infocomm has announced that voice calls to rival networks within India will be free from 1st of January. This step was taken by the company after the telecom regulator has mandated that telcos will not have to pay so-called termination charges to rival networks starting 1st of January. The termination fee was set at 6 paisa per minute till 31st of December by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Under the bill and keep regime, telecom operators do not have to pay termination charges to each other. Jio said that it was forced to charge its customers for off-network voice calls at a rate equivalent to the applicable IUC due to TRAI's deferred the implementation of zero IUC regime by a year till 31st of December 2020. RuPay ties up with RBL Bank to offer RuPay POS for retailers. National Payments Corporation of India, that is NPCI, has declared that RuPay has joined hands with RBL Bank to come up with an innovative payment solution for Indian merchants, RuPay POS, in association with Pay Nearby. The RuPay POS will convert smartphones into merchants' point of sale, that is POS terminals for retailers. With this, merchants can accept contactless payments of up to Rs 5,000 through a simple tap and pay mechanism on his NFC-enabled mobile phones. Customers using RuPay cards or have tokenized their RuPay cards can carry out contactless payments for their regular purchases. Roposo crosses 100 million users. Roposo has crossed more than 100 million users on the Play Store. The first and only Indian short video app to reach this milestone, Roposo was already the #1 social app on the Play Store in June 2020 amidst emerging demand from consumers for Made in India apps. This development marks another major milestone for Glance, the company that owns Roposo. Its eponymous lock feed platform Glance, which delivers AI-driven personalized content on the lock screen, reached the significant milestone of 100 million daily active users earlier in May 2020. Glance now has two of the largest content platforms in the country that are made in India and collectively reaches 40% of India's smartphone users. RBI to change rules from January 1st, 2021. There are many banking rules that are set to change from January 1st, 2021. One such rule that will impact the common man from January 2021 is hike in contactless card transaction limit. The RBI has increased the contactless card transaction limit from Rs 2,000 to 5,000 from January 1st. The move is aimed at furthering the adoption of digital payments in a safe and secure manner. This will be a major boost to the users of recently launched UPI AutoPay functionality for the customers to execute their high-ticket recurring payments like utility bills, investments, two-wheeler EMIs, consumer durable EMIs, etc. seamlessly. The RBI has said that contactless card transactions and e-mandates on cards and UPI for recurring transactions have enhanced customer convenience in general while benefiting from increased use of technology. Ford Mahindra call off proposed auto joint venture. Ford and Mahindra have decided to call off their automotive joint venture due to the global economic and business conditions caused in part by the global pandemic. Ford insisted that it will continue to maintain its solo operations in India. The statement by Ford said that the decision was driven by fundamental changes in global economic and business conditions. Issued from Ford's headquarters at Dearborn in Michigan, the statement said the companies have mutually and amicably arrived at the decision. To conclude, all information, things and spaces are getting digitized. We noticed that not only is legacy information being digitized, but also that new information is generated and consumed in a digital form. Governments are moving towards a regime where no paper certificates are required. Certificates will be digitally created and posted. Things are getting connected to the internet. From meters to vehicles to pollution sensors to shoes, glasses, watches, pacemakers, embedded medical devices, everything is getting digitized and connected to the internet under the framework of Internet of Things. And hence, everything can be remotely monitored and managed, increasing the levels of automation to unprecedented levels. Spaces are getting connected, that is, from homes and offices to public spaces getting free Wi-Fi and 4G connectivity. Even spaces such as cars and public transportation are getting connected, and things, spaces and information are freely communicating with each other in an all-pervasive digital fabric. With technologies such as 3D printing creeping in, even products are getting digitized, with the designs being sent over to homes to be printed and created, and hence, if someone is short of a cup for a dinner party, all that the person has to do is print it out without stepping out from home. This is transforming how we work, interact, transact and live. Wishing you all a very happy new year. That's it for the day. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to War India News Magazine. You can download the War India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.